Well, hello and welcome to the Product Biz Podcast. I'm so excited to introduce you to a very special guest today. We have Kimberly Fritz, who is one of our Product Biz Academy members that is here as a special guest, and she's going to share with us about her business, about her time in PVA, and we're just going to get to know her and her amazing passion and purpose that she's bringing to the world while she's here. So welcome, Kimberly, to the show.
Thanks, Monica. I really appreciate you having me on here today. It's such an honor and privilege. And yeah, I'm super excited to talk with you this morning.
Yeah, it's going to be so fun. So let's start with some of the basics because I've obviously gotten to really know you over the last 7 or 8 months now, but the person listening may not know who you are or what you do. So tell us more about your small business and how it started and that story.
Absolutely. So I own a company called Fit Mama Foods, and we are an Arizona-based healthy foods company. And the whole reason why I started the company is it's been almost 5 years now, as I was going through cancer. Actually the second time of going through cancer, and I was just disgusted with everything that was commercially manufactured, chemicals being put in food products. We were trying to eat really healthy, especially since I didn't want to do a regular approach to cancer treatment and everything. I kind of wanted to go more of a holistic route. And so when we were looking at everything we were putting in our bodies, on our bodies, trying to adapt more of a non-toxic, healthy lifestyle, we were just really disappointed with everything that we found in commercially manufactured packaged snacks. And I just didn't feel like I could feed my family that safely. And especially me trying to heal my body from cancer and everything. So we started making snacks at home for our own family's consumption. And when our kids loved it, their friends loved it, picky eaters loved it. It seemed like a lot of folks were really interested in eating healthy. They just didn't have the time, the energy, maybe the knowledge or the effort to put together healthy food options. And so that's when we started to dabble with the idea of owning our own business and starting a product line. And so we researched what it would take to start a healthy foods company in Arizona. Obviously getting all the licensing necessary and everything, and it just kind of took off from there. So it's been an amazing journey, and I can't even imagine where it's going to take us in the next 5 years from here. But yeah, just really starting because we also knew that there was a need for healthy foods for people on the go. Everybody is so busy these days. And trying to incorporate healthy eating, but maintaining work, life, sports schedules, especially since we have young twins that are athletes, we're just always on the go. And so trying to find foods that fit that lifestyle, we found a lack and a need for it. So that's where we decided to kind of take ownership of that. And in the process, really, we learned so much about healthy eating, the different types of, foods that are put out there in packages in the stores. And we felt like if we could help improve that commodity out there, it would assist so many people in their journey of healthy eating and active lifestyles.
Mhm. Yeah, that's such a beautiful story. And one thing I love about everyone who's in Product Biz Academy is that it comes from like this passion. Every single person's business has a beautiful backstory to it. Because I know there are other small business owners and other people that I've talked to that aren't in Product Biz Academy for a reason because they're usually just trying to do it for a quick buck or to make some money really fast. Which, if that's your intention, sure. But when you have a business that has such a story and a passion and a purpose behind it, that's going to help you grow so much further and go so much faster because you're really fueled by that. So I want to go back to your story and ask you another question. Before you
Sure.
had cancer, were you really active in eating healthy, or was that like the pivotal moment, or like what's the before and after from that diagnosis?
So, I mean, growing up, I grew up on a small farm in the middle of nowhere, Wisconsin. So we were always active and I did sports and stuff growing up. But I guess in my adult years and everything, I kind of lost touch with that. I really focused on work. I had a really, really stressful job several years back. And just being a super busy mom of twins, I definitely lost sight of it. It was a lot easier. When I was working in an office environment to just grab something packaged or, shove something in a microwave because the family needs to eat dinner really fast at night. So, no, I feel like we definitely lost sight of how I was raised and eating everything pretty much from the ground on our farm and whatnot. So no, I think with that being said, I was not focused on that. And I've always enjoyed, I guess, eating on the healthier side. But just with life and stress and everything, we did not prioritize that. And we didn't prioritize eating organically and, I mean, going to farmers markets and getting stuff locally too. So when I was diagnosed with cancer, actually, well, the first time around, I really started to educate myself. I got my hands on every book that I could, dealing with holistic healing and nutrition and just environmental toxins and stuff. So I would say absolutely that. And then I thought my first time of going through cancer, it was kind of a remission. I did not quite make it 5 years, and then when I was diagnosed with cancer a second time, that's when our family really started to take a look at, health and nutrition and fitness and how can we reduce our stress load in our lives because I mean all these factors are truly contributing to the rise in cancer in today's society. So, no, it was very pivotal in my journey saying, "Hey, I'm lying in a hospital bed." I remember reading a book. It was called How Not to Die. And in this book by Dr. Greger, it basically tells you like, hey, if you have colon cancer, go to chapter 11. If you have heart disease that you're trying to reverse, chapter 13 or whatever the case may be. So, no, it was really pivotal, but it also provided hope because in the same token, when we started making some pretty drastic changes, eating only whole foods, organically grown, locally sourced. I started to feel better immediately within, I mean, a couple of days. And so it was very pivotal, especially being diagnosed with cancer at a young age for the second time around. That's when I decided, like, hey, something has got to change. And really food was the easiest option. Of
Mhm.
course, we've made a million changes since that time, a little over 5 years ago. But yes, that was very pivotal in my journey of healthy eating.
Yeah. And with your two cancer diagnosis, was it the same cancer that came back or was it a separate cancer? Did it spread or
No,
what was the story there?
yeah, so right after we had our twins, I was diagnosed with cervical cancer. And so at that point, I was like, oh, I got together with a personal trainer. I really dove into like the physical side of things. And I was doing I was actually bodybuilding and doing all these things that look like the epitome of health on the outside. And I did feel pretty good during that time. But the doctors kind of surmised that with my bodybuilding, sometimes going to the extremes can put a little bit of oxidative stress on your body. But during that time, I was also eating copious amounts of chicken and eggs, and these were not all organic or anything. And so they think maybe the cervical cancer perhaps lay dormant for a little bit. And but it came back and it actually morphed into colon cancer then. So
Wow.
no, two totally different types of cancers. And I actually had a brother that passed away from cancer, a brain tumor, totally unrelated
Wow.
when we were younger. So in our family, the word cancer and death is 100% synonymous. So having a young family and a husband, I knew that I had to do something to change the trajectory of my life and my story. So
Mhm.
that's where we started to really look into everything that we were doing in our lifestyle.
Yeah. And that led to Fit Mama Foods. So tell us exactly more
Yeah.
about the products within Fit Mama Foods and what you sell.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we just pride ourselves that because of everything that I've been through on a personal level, we realize and understand the importance of healthy organic ingredients. all of our items through Fit Mama Foods are dairy free. They're gluten free. I know that really has a difficult difference for a lot of people when they're dealing with gut health and everything. So everything being gluten free, dairy free, organic ingredients, and we keep everything very, very simple. So all of our products actually only have 10 ingredients or less in them. Most of our products only have 3 to 5 ingredients, and we don't use any refined sugars in any of our products. So it's exciting to only sweeten with local raw honey or organic maple syrup. And so many people are shocked how great the products can taste, even though we're not adding, sugars or anything like that. And most of them, we have two different kinds of lines of products. We have our protein bites, which are nice high in protein, and we only use organic vegan pea protein powders in all of our products, which seem really easy to digest for the mass community and everything. And then we also have energy bites, and those will contain the gluten-free oats and everything like that. So whether you need energy for hiking or hitting the gym or just everyday lifestyle, or if you're looking for a more keto-friendly protein bite, we have either of those items. And then we also have wonderful organic protein bars and granolas. So pretty much everything, whether you're starting your day off with granola, whether you need bites before or after, gym sessions, or if you just need a little nice afternoon pick me up, we have products for all of those needs in your life.
Yeah, and they taste phenomenal. Oh my
Thank
gosh,
you.
they are so good. They're addicting. So tell us some of your best-selling flavors so people can start to visualize, oh, okay, a protein bite and a protein bar, but what are some of the flavors that you sell?
Absolutely. So our number one product right now that we've been selling for the last couple of years, and it's remained number one, is our chocolate peanut butter protein bite. So just 3 simple ingredients: organic vegan chocolate pea protein powder, all natural peanut butter, and local raw honey. That is all that it contains. So those are absolutely most everyone's number one pick when they can choose. And also our peanut butter protein bar. They're so convenient. Folks take them hiking, they throw them in their desk drawer at work. You can put them in the freezer. They're individually packaged, so they'll last for a good 6 months. And those are really fantastic. They're very easygoing. Everyone who enjoys a little bit more of like a sweeter flavor, we released just a couple of months ago a cookies and cream protein bite. And that has really been flying off the shelves lately. So I know actually our kids kind of came up with that flavor because they're like, Mom, everybody enjoys an Oreo inspired creation. You go to an ice cream shop, you can get cookies and cream ice cream. They're like, I know you can clean it up and make it healthy. So we have, and as always, everything is gluten free. So even with folks who, really deal with true celiac disease or just have pure gluten intolerance, those are probably some of the top sellers. Or if you enjoy something without chocolate, a little bit lighter, we have our vanilla almond protein bite, or a strawberry protein bite, and a blueberry protein bite. So if you like that fruitier side of things too, we have something that caters to everyone's palate.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. I love it. It's so awesome to hear your story from what really started it to now what you've created and what you built. So amazing. So let's get into like the business side of things. Now that we know
Yes.
more about who you are and your story, you've been in PBA since January, so a
Yes.
good like 7 or 8 months now. Tell me a little bit about what your business was like before joining Product Biz Academy.
So I felt that things were going wonderful, but I just knew that there was always something more out there, or that I knew I wanted to get to that next level, but I just truly didn't know how. I mean, I have undergrad degrees in communications and Spanish. I didn't get a business degree. I just purely saw a need for our business model and everything. And I felt like I was always playing retroactive catch up when it came to like the business side of things. And so prior to joining Product Biz Academy, I felt like I was always just plain ketchup. Or, of course, we would get our orders in and everything, and then I'd have to quickly scramble and get stuff out the door. And it just wasn't as structured. But since joining Product Biz Academy, I mean, it's amazing. So in Product Biz Academy, the thing that excites me the most is there are hundreds of modules that literally lay out for me piece by piece. And say if I'm struggling with, I don't know, having a wholesale line sheet so that I understand my pricing better for reaching out to new retail partners and customers. Or if I just need better packaging, better labeling, better photography, it's something that is addressed from day one of joining Product Biz Academy. So that has been really exciting to see all of these things. And now I feel like I'm more at peace with the business side of things because I'm more organized. And I've always been an organized individual, but I just felt like I was always playing catch up. So now with having a better structure of my business, I'm able to kind of take those business pieces and put them inside the puzzle to make a nice whole entity. And I'm not always like playing catch up. Or I know we talk a lot in Product Biz Academy just about having all of these very pivotal structures together so that you can maintain. Or, we're coming into the busy holiday season, and we had a great group call the other day just talking about preparing for the holiday season. Well, in years past, I never thought in July to start preparing for Christmas and, holiday orders and everything. So it's been really exciting. I feel just more at peace with everything. I feel a lot less stressful because I have those very monumental pieces already in place, and I'm able to structure my business better so that I can proactively take a better approach to business. And I feel like with Product Biz Academy too, it's like you almost gave us permission to focus on certain things and say no to things that weren't serving us very well. So that's been very freeing throughout this whole process the last 7, 8 months now.
Tell me specifically for you, what have you said no to? So what's shifted, or where have you taken that permission and applied it to your business?
Absolutely. So it was actually after one of the first meetings in the beginning of this year, you said something to me that just resonated so fully in me that I was trying to do all these markets and in-person events and everything. And because we have food, it's not going to last for forever. It's not like we're making a product that's shelf stable for years or anything. We're having to worry about like food waste or anything. And that's something that I really pride myself that we don't have food waste. And so before joining Product Biz Academy, I thought the way to make it in today's society and everything was I had to be present at all these markets. I had to be constantly working, and that pulled me in a million different directions away from my family. I cannot stand missing children's sporting events and stuff like that. So after one of our first calls with Product Biz Academy, you said, well, what if you just don't do, certain farmers markets or certain events? Will your world stop? And absolutely not. In fact, when I did say no to a lot of events and a lot of in-person things that I thought initially that would bring in business and everything, it actually created more pockets and space in my schedule and time to invest in my product better. And not only did I break even and then some, I just had a better structure to my business then too. So I thought the way to like constantly be on that hamster wheel of markets, markets, markets to bring in business. But when I actually took the time and said no and pretty much dropped off out of all markets minus one of our really good, fantastic markets that we've been established in for a while, it gave me the flexibility and freedom to now pour back into my business, into my packaging, into photography, into bettering our business structure so that we could be more successful. And I don't know why I hadn't thought of that before, but that's why Product Biz Academy has been so monumental in our success because it just gave me the flexibility and time freedom to say no to things that weren't serving me well.
Yeah. And I think a big part of PBA, which is so interesting, is it's kind of like a pattern interrupt. Because when we're
Yeah.
running our business by ourselves or with our spouse or with, maybe friends or other small business owners that we talk to every so often, we're kind of in a little bit of a silo and we're just doing the same things that we've always done. And then when you come into a community like Product Biz Academy, I'm gonna like challenge people on why are you doing that? And is that necessary? And is that a better way? And it's just gonna be this pattern interrupt in your brain of like, oh shoot, you're right. Maybe I don't need to do that, or maybe I can do this differently, and maybe it will still work or be better. Which I love hearing that from you and how you experience that. Another thing
Yes,
that a lot of people say is like, you don't know what you don't know. So it's like you keep doing what you know, and then you get exposed
exactly.
to like this other avenue. And it's both the modules, like you mentioned, and the details and the specifics, and also like the simple shifts of, hey, you just needed
Yes.
someone to tell you something, and it changed things completely, which is so awesome to hear.
Yes. And I have noticed a huge mindset shift. I mean, one of the first few modules, you even suggested we do a time study, and I took that to heart and I clocked every single minute of my day for almost an entire week. And when I found these like mini pockets that weren't serving me very well, I really flipped that around. I mean, if we're talking 90 extra minutes in a day to build your business, to invest back in your business, or maybe do personal development or something that's going to serve me better as an individual. I think that's really what I was craving and needing because as a busy mom of twins, I am always on the go, go, go. And I felt like I never had time for myself. But when I did a time study with one of your suggestions within Product Biz Academy, I was like, oh, hey, yeah, I might have an extra 60 to 90 minutes every day that perhaps I was just stupidly scrolling on social media or whatever that wasn't serving me very well. So to recognize that and then invest that back in myself, whether that was, sure, I can take a 30-minute walk outside because that's what I need for today. Or, hey, maybe I can answer emails in a better time efficient manner, whatever it is. I really recognize a huge mindset shift. And then reading a lot of personal development books and some of the books that you had recommended too that I had never been exposed to before have been game changers. I mean, whether it's in business or in personal or just getting our story out there more, everything makes a huge difference, especially when it comes to the mindset work. And that's actually been most exciting for me because anybody can do business and teach business. But when you're personally working on yourself and changing your entire mindset, that's when the trajectory of an entire business and hopefully my family's legacy, that's when it can change. And that is what's so exciting.
Yeah. I think that's what makes PBA so different is because it's the combination of both. It's the
Yes.
business strategy and the mindset. Because you're absolutely right. Strategy, like you can go to YouTube, you can listen to podcasts, you can maybe piece it together. On the flip side, though, if that's all it took, every single
Yeah.
person could just go to YouTube and go to a podcast and figure it
Yeah.
out. But obviously, there's this other side of the equation, and that's something we focus on so much in PBA is like overcoming challenges and how to stay positive during challenges and how to just flip the script of what you're working through and make sure that you can show up as the leader of your business no matter what's being thrown at you, because that person who's calm in the center of the storm is going to have so much more success than the person who's literally getting like blown up with the storm and gets thrown 500 miles west and is trying to get back to what they've been doing in their business, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Which I think brings me to my next question, because you were at the Product Biz Academy in-person event that we had in March, where we
Yes.
had about 19 or 20 members from all over the country come to Scottsdale, Arizona. I know for you, it was like in your backyard right down the street, so that's nice
Yes.
and simple. But it was so awesome to get so many people here as a group for 2 days. So tell us more about your experience at the PBA Live in-person event.
Oh, it was absolutely life-changing. I mean, I think every lady who was there could agree 100% that to be surrounded with other like-minded individuals and we're all in the same boat. We're all going through the same struggles. I think it really validated our efforts as small business owners, but then it also showcased that each one of us was so individually talented. And when you're in a group of ladies like that, and you leading us to a different path, and we did a lot of mindset stuff, which at first I was like, oh, is this going to be a little woohooey or whatever? But honestly, that was my favorite part of it. And I mean, it was very emotional for every person who was there. And to just kind of understand, like you said before, we flipped the script on what maybe we had, the narratives that we had in our head was not always true. And when we put it down on paper, and when we could use other small business owners as sounding boards, and when we had other ladies there who are empathizing with us in the same token, but also it was extremely empowering. I mean, it was almost like because like you said, it wasn't my backyard. I'm so fortunate that living in Arizona, I didn't have to travel halfway across the country to attend this. So each day when I was driving home, I didn't even turn my radio on or listen to an audiobook or anything. It was just emotional. I was kind of debriefing after the situation, and it was powerful to go through all of that, and to have such wonderful ladies surrounding us and who've been through the same situations, who can enhance their stories and situations and show us like what they've been through. I mean, it was really a huge game changer for me. And then it was exceptionally motivating to be surrounded with all these other folks. And it seems like every single one of the ladies there that attended the in-person event, they're all trying to address a need in the world. And when it resonated with their family, their personal stories, they, like you said before, not everyone is in to a small business to make millions. I mean, sure, that's the goal in the long run, but we're trying to change people's mindsets. We're trying to help solve a problem that most of us had in the beginning, whether it's producing organic soaps or organic face care or anything like that, or just having healthier candles burning in our homes. It was so cool to see that every single person, they have a story. Their moms, their sisters, their wives, there's so much else going on in our lives, and to all of us to overcome and accomplish so much in what it seemed like really long days in the time, but to go back and just see those 2 short days made a huge difference. And it was just so empowering, I think, for every single person who walked out of there. And we left having a renewed sense of spirit. And what was maybe frustrating before, now we can say, oh, I'm not there yet. I haven't done this yet. So it really showed hope for all of us when we're in the throngs of growing a small business. It was amazing.
Oh, I love hearing that because that was so fun for me. That was the first one we've ever done. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay, don't really know what I'm doing. I know, I'm gonna put my heart into this. So let's see what people say. And seeing everyone go through the exercises, and yeah, they were emotional and we got really deep. But that's how it that's just how you change as a person. And one thing that I always say, which I learned from my own business coach, is that your business is a reflection of you. So if you're
Yes.
looking at something in a mirror, for example, if you're looking at yourself in the mirror and you notice you got some spinach in your teeth, you don't go to the mirror and try to get it out in the mirror. Like, okay, I have to get it out of my teeth, and this is a
Yes.
reflection. Same thing with business. We have the business as a reflection, and sometimes we want the business to change, but it's like you are the thing that's reflected, and that business is a reflection of you. So we have to get in the weeds, understand what's holding you back, understand the fears, the doubts, the self-sabotage, and like clear all of that. Because when that's clear, like you said,
Yes.
motivated, empowered, ready to get back into that, looking at your business in a different way. And it was just so awesome. So, so awesome to have everyone there. And it was just
It
so
was
fun.
so wonderful. We
Yeah.
need to do it
I know,
again.
I know. I'm planning the next one for sure. Already got my mind thinking of dates and everything, so it's gonna be fantastic. Okay, I
Wonderful.
have two more questions for you. First
Yes.
one, tell me just a little bit about how your business is now. You shared a little bit with us of how you used to do all of the markets and you were able to say no and pick your one best one and actually see growth from just focusing on that. Now, tell me more of like where your business is growing or how things are going and how it's been thriving.
Yes, absolutely. So by saying no to certain things and we're able to really, dive into things that just needed attention. And like I said, not going into business knowing what we were necessarily doing, or you kind of have to figure out a lot of things along the way. We've been able to well, thanks to you, one of the things by joining Product Biz Academy is going through a rebranding of our business. And I'm so excited to officially have new templates for labels and stuff now. So it's amazing. I mean, we're able to really dive into the things that needed attention before, but I honestly just didn't know how to attack it or how to better certain assets and facets of our business. So yes, we're improving packaging, we're improving photography, helping our website needed assistance, and just to kind of dive in and fix those types of things. But when I said no to all these other in-person events and everything, because when I was talking with all these other small businesses in the area that I would do all these events with, everybody was just saying, "Okay, did you do this event? Are you doing this event?" And when it's almost like you gave me permission to say no to it, then it was so exciting because I we've been able to better our packaging, our products, going through an entire rebranding of our company now that has afforded us the time and effort, and we're able to reach out to more retail partners. And what I think has been super exciting is in the years past, we've always had what we call our summer slump in Arizona. Everybody seems to kind of flee from the 120-degree temperatures. They go elsewhere. And our local business typically in the summer had took like a huge nosedive. And this summer has been anything but that. We have been so busy. I mean, we just rejoice with every order that comes in, whether it's with new retail partners, whether we partner with a new coffee shop or fitness institutions, gyms and stuff like that, or just more personal folks in the valley. As new customers love our product, they can't wait to tell their family and friends and everything else. So no, that has been so amazing because in years past, our summers were so slow. We really suffered, and I didn't really know how to take that time and improve upon what we had. But this summer, it's been such a different mindset and a shift because going through rebranding, preparing for holidays, just really even figuring out how to manufacture our items better. And we're at the final stages of partnering with a commercial co-packing factory so that if we don't physically have to make our product anymore, if we can have it done on a more grandiose scale, then obviously that will open up all the doors to more commercial partnerships and other stores that we can be in nationwide. So that was so exciting to even just by having these tiny little mindset shifts and focusing not on the rat race of fair after market after event after just doing these little things, and a lot of times they weren't even successful and we were barely breaking even sometimes. And especially when it comes to food, we're preparing all this food and we get so excited and we hope that it sells, and when we can't control the types of folks that are going to be out, or if it rains or something like that and they just don't show up, then we would come home with coolers full of food and we'd have to either give it away or put it on reduced clearance or something. So with all that being said, no, this summer has been so different for us, and just even pouring that extra time that we had by not focusing on stuff that wasn't serving us, we poured it back into our business and bettering everything. So now we can have better partnerships with other local businesses too. So that's wonderful.
Wow. Oh my gosh. That is incredible. That is so awesome to
Yes.
hear. So many shifts from market rat race, every single
Yes.
market, to saying
Yes.
no to focusing on foundations like branding and photography and pricing, to
Yes.
then focusing on partnerships and retail and getting into stores, to having your best summer, which I agree. It's like usually
Yes.
a dead zone here in Arizona. People don't
Yes.
realize if you don't
Yeah.
live here, I just moved here and I'm like, oh my gosh, I get what they mean now. But yeah,
Yes.
and to having your best summer ever, that's incredible because think of
Mhm.
now, holiday season. If you've
Yes.
raised your baseline just over the summer to your best summer ever, expect that to also happen in the holiday season to rise so much. And the
Yes.
most beautiful thing is that there's a lot, I mean, I don't want to say beautiful, beautiful for you. There's a lot of small business owners that are struggling right now, which is the not beautiful part. But the
Right.
beautiful part from your story is that that doesn't have to be true for everyone. And if you
Correct.
have the right support and the right guidance and you work on the right things, that doesn't have to be your story. So how
Yes.
amazing is that?
Oh, yes. I mean, we just feel like it's a huge blessing in disguise. And before, when we weren't prepared to like take on big orders or something, I would get so nervous and spend half the night, getting everything ready. And now we get so excited. We literally do a little happy dance when we hear a ding on our computer saying, "You have a new order." And it's a huge blessing in disguise. I mean, everything that we hoped and prayed for previously is coming to fruition simply because I have more of a blueprint now for what we're doing in business. And I felt like I was floundering before, but now we can be so much more proactive. And like you said, gearing up for a holiday season in years past, I would almost dread it because we're like, well, I don't know what to do, or like, what should we do? And now I just feel like I have a much clearer vision for how we can prepare for big events, for the holiday season, continuing to grow more retail partnerships and everything. And all that blueprint is so clear. And that's all that it took was joining Product Biz Academy to give me that clear vision, which is so exciting for us.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Well, that is a perfect segue to one of my last questions.
Yes.
What would you say to someone who's on the fence about joining Product Biz Academy?
Oh my goodness. Do it now, do it yesterday. I had the pleasure of meeting you in person at a big event last November, and you were so genuine in coming up to me, but everything that you said resonated with me so on such a deep level because you just mentioned like, hey, if you're doing this constant rat race of, markets and everything else, and I was so fortunate to meet you in person because when I saw everything that you outlined in your course online, it definitely seemed too good to be true because every pain point that you were addressing was everything that I had been struggling with for years, but I just didn't know how to break that cycle. So when my husband and I discussed it and we're like, okay, I've been talking, I've been praying, I've been asking, what can I do to get me to that next level? And everything that you had highlighted in bullet points in writing on your site, and you emailed me, here is, these discussion points, and you were willing to jump on a phone call to address any questions that I would have. I was like, wow, for someone to take time out of their schedule to personally answer any questions that I may have and to really understand what I'm going through as a small business owner, you had already been there. You had already done that. And now you developed an entire program to address every single one of those pain points. So, yes, I would tell anybody who's on the fence of even considering joining Product Biz Academy, um, do it absolutely right away because I wish I would have had this 2 years ago. We would be in a completely different space in life had we had this instruction and direction and guidance and honestly accountability. And I know that's probably the hardest point for every single small business owner. But when I have not only you, Monica, to be my accountability partner, but I have this entire group of ladies and other small business owners, and I can just throw out a question that I've been dealing with in our private private Facebook group, or, I've connected with 50 other amazing small business owners in the social media world, and we root for each other. It is so empowering to see, if we post something on social media, I bet you 10 of the first likes will be from Product Biz Academy members. And so no, I mean, I would tell everybody, you know me personally, I love hiking. So I just would love to scream at the top of a mountain. If you are floundering, if you are struggling with anything in business, you have to invest in yourself. And it's such a small investment when I've already seen the trajectory of our business change. And I know it's going to be tenfold, not only this year, but in years to come, simply because I'm choosing to invest in myself, and invest in this academy. And you just have everything laid out so wonderfully for anybody who is struggling, with anything when it comes to business management, dealing with pricing, labeling, photography, employee retention. I mean, there's every topic that any business owner across the board is dealing with, you address. And to have direct access to you and know that I can just even schedule a one-on-one call with you is a miracle, because a lot of other business gurus and stuff out there that you see on the internet, and I've done plenty of webinars and business things in the past that just really didn't address what I was struggling with. So yes, anybody who's on the fence of even thinking about joining Product Biz Academy, do it right now. Talk with anybody who is in the academy currently. They can tell you how wonderful it is to be a part of this amazing group, and then also the amazing things that it really has helped improve in business and just personal relationships, personal development. Everything from A to Z has been addressed. So absolutely. I mean, it's been so successful, and I'm extremely excited to see where this can take us, knowing the foundational pieces that you have put forth for us. So thank you so much, Monica.
Oh, thank you, Kimberly. That was so sweet. I really, really appreciate
Yeah.
that. So thank you so much for sharing all those super
Yes.
kind words. Cause yeah, I put my all into this, and I'm here to support you guys. And that's my passion and my purpose. When we talk about passion and purpose, it's like I want to help as many small business owners as possible. So hearing that and seeing that be reflected and accepted is just so awesome. So thank you so much for sharing. So you heard it from Kimberly first. If you're on the fence, you got to sign up.
Do it.
I love it. Well, to wrap up, tell us where people can find you, your Instagram, your website. People got to see these energy bites, these protein bars. They got to follow you, hear more of your story. So where can people find you?
Absolutely. We're very active in our social media. So find us on Instagram or Facebook at Fit Mama Foods. You can find all of our products at www.fitmamafoods.com. There we showcase our story, all of our products when we release new items. Anything, if you have questions, you can find all of our contact information there. Email, telephone number, you can call me directly. I have my number on our website. But no, definitely follow us in the social media world. We love connecting with other small business owners, people who just want to find healthy items and healthy food products. And a lot of times we even post healthy recipe ideas on our blog section on our website. We'll post our random Arizona adventures, especially during these hot summer months. We're always trying to chase waterfalls, literally and figuratively, throughout the Arizona landscape. And yeah, so connect with us in the social media world. We love finding new people who just want to eat healthy, provide fast, convenient snacks for their families, and busy folks on the go.
Oh my gosh, amazing. I'll make sure to link everything in the show notes so people can easily find your
Thank
website
you.
and your Instagram. And thank you so much, Kimberly, for being here. I really appreciate it.
Yes, thanks so much for your time today, Monica. I appreciate you, and thanks so much for everything. We're excited.
You are so welcome. And thank you for listening to this episode of the Product Biz Podcast.